come back to you, Charles. And well, we've been talking about the recent allegations or the continuing allegations of SAS involvement in murders and so on in Afghanistan. What have you got?
We have, absolutely. And this has been associated or linked to the reports that the government is bound to overturn legislation that was put in by the Conservative government concerning the Northern Ireland legislation, or at least going back to 2023, and it's concerning the prosecutions against British soldiers for actions taken under Op Banner in particular, which ran from 1969 to 2007. And the specific legislation was designed to prevent any further legal action from taking place. It was called the Northern Ireland Troubles Legacy and Reconciliation Act 2023, something which current government plans to overturn. As I say, now, news of this government's plans have, for obvious reasons, been scrutinised by serving armed forces personnel and veterans alike. And to that end, many regimental headquarters and veterans associations have provided updates to their various distribution lists. And now, what would appear to be a significant step further into the domain of censorship, it's reported here by Sean Raymond in the Mail on Sunday that the Ministry of Defence has weighed in and ordered that such communications stop. Now, this is the second instance of MoD censorship reported on by UK column in recent weeks, the first being the case of the serving Royal Marine who had an online survey taken down after an MoD intervention before he was disciplined and then silenced. And now we have a petition to stop the change to the current legislation being sent round the houses, which is something that I can confirm personally. And this has been interpreted as being outside of the Army's scope of political neutrality. Now, the question is, does this constitute a fair interpretation of Queen's regulations, which govern conduct within the Army? And specifically, there is a prohibition on comment and the expression of views, and there may well have been instances of such, but the response has been a blanket one, which means that where the information has simply been passed, it is deemed to be politically controversial. Now, Queen's regulations describe a politically controversial topic as one which has been, or is clearly about to be a matter of controversy between political parties in this country. Now, it may be the case that such a topic falls into this categorization. That's not to say that any parties are necessarily guilty of comment or expression on the matter. And further, and for context, I think it's pertinent to consider the role of politics in the use of force. And here from the Joint Services publication 398, which deals with the rules of engagement, we're reminded that rules of engagement are one of the key means by which political control is exercised over the use of force and of ensuring that action taken by UK armed forces is lawful. Now, all of that calls into question the way in which the laws of armed conflict and international humanitarian law is interpreted. So the issue brought out by all of this is that of consistency, and not just in the UK. Various governments appear to want to protect people they describe as terrorists whilst prosecuting some of their own soldiers. And at the same time, as in Australia, a former Special Forces soldier has been found to have committed war crimes by 2 civil courts. And as asked by the World Socialist website 2 years ago, why does he face no criminal investigation? So to conclude and highlight the level of disarray and plummeting morale, it's worth listening to the way in which Luke Pollard, currently Armed Forces Minister, plans to lure the young into active service.
We inherited a broken recruitment system from the Conservatives. We promised to take steps to fix it, and we are. The largest pay increase in 20 years for those who serve, 35% pay increase for recruits, scrapped over 100 outdated medical practices, created a new direct entry cyber pathway, a conditional offer within 10 days of applying, and a training start date within 30 days. And we've announced a new tri-service recruitment scheme to attract the very best to our armed forces. Yeah.
Hardly words to inspire a generation, and I think plenty more to talk about in Extra.
Absolutely.